This is Apple-branded AMD Radeon Pro W6800X Duo card. Monster GPU with two Radeon Pro W6800X GPUs glued together to a single monstrous super powerful GPU for Apple ever made. Compatible only with Apple Mac Pro late 2019. Maybe you wonder why I have it in my hands and not in my Mac Pro. Good question, and after watching this whole video, you will know the real reason, so watch carefully up to the very end so you get it. I was so excited when it arrived, and I expected I will produce for you in-depth video review with the same excitement, but that's not gonna happen. In-depth review, yes, but excitement evaporated during my deep testing. I will show you in this video obvious benchmarks which still people want despite I don't get it. But more importantly, I will show you how this GPU behaves and of course how it performs in real life scenarios with video editing in my production workflow with Apple ProRes, H.265, EXRs, Blackmagic 6K RAW files, and also with Canon R5 8K footage and Red 8K footage. And because I do also 3D graphics, I will show you how this Radeon Pro W6800X Duo Monster performs in 3D rendering in Blender and AMD ProRender, and also in SideFX Houdini viewport performance and 3D rendering in Maxon's Redshift render. During this video, I will reveal to you the horrible secret which is hiding inside of this card, and you will be shocked the same way as I was when I saw it. So, are you ready? Okay, let's go. Hi, I'm Teresa from Morgonau.cloud, and I provide personal individual support with Apple Mac, Windows, Linux and servers. So if you would need any help, just join my website membership. Link is in this video description, and I will help you during video call and remote session directly to your computer in front of your eyes. First disappointment was when I unboxed this card, to which I invested insane $5,000, and I saw it has no branding, no label, no sign what it in fact is. All the previous MPX modules has specific name on each card, like these mine Radeon Pro Vega 2 cards. This one, nothing. Looks like Chinese knockoff, but for insane price and directly from Apple. Of course, it's not extremely important, but when you invest so much money to a product with similar insane packaging and hype, you expect it will be perfect, but it's not. Max Yuriev from MaxTech YouTube channel commented on my previous video that he ordered the Radeon Pro W6800X, but in fact he did get a GPU with W6900X label on it. He was quite sad. It's in fact really the W6800X and not the W6900X. Simply in Apple, they put a wrong label onto wrong card and no label on my card. And I don't even talk about highly reduced price if you would consider to sell this card in future with no branding. I already negotiated with Apple during almost 1 hour long video call with some idiotic representative which tried to convince me I'm the only one in the whole universe with such a problem. Replacement unit is on its way to me already, and I will do the same in-depth review also on the new card to see if it performs and behaves the same or not. The next benchmarks I will show you, you can download yourself, so you can easily compare your own results to mine. Links to all of them is in this video description. Let's start with Geekbench 5 Pro. Don't forget, this is a dual card, and most benchmarks simply can't utilize two GPUs at once. So final result of Geekbench 5 Pro benchmark is around double the score you will see. So single card score is 152,104. That sounds amazing. So this dual card score is in total above 300,000 points. That's insane. But I always say don't care about any benchmarks. It tells absolutely nothing about real performance, and after watching this video you will better understand. Next is Basemark GPU, fully utilizing Apple's Metal framework. Basemark score is 11,769 on GPU part, which drives my displays, and 12,289 on the second one. That's great, definitely higher than the Vega 2 cards. GFX Bench is the next benchmark running on Apple Metal framework. Okay, nice results. But is it really so big of a deal compared to the last generation Vega 2 card? To save time, I will just pinpoint single result out of many here. 1080p T-Rex off-screen test. Radeon Pro W6800X Duo, 1548 FPS. Vega 2, 1436. Or compared to the RX 6800 in my Hackintosh, 1080p Manhattan offset screen test, 1062 versus 1487 on the 6800. That's huge difference. That's disappointing. Obviously, nobody is buying 2019 Mac Pro with such monster workstation cards to play games. But maybe after work, why not to chill out a little bit? Here you have Rise of the Tomb Raider benchmark in 4K. Overall score 71.75 FPS. One specific benchmark I will keep for the end of this video because it's really shocking what you will see. So in the meantime, now let's move to video editing tests. I shoot on Blackmagic Pocket 6K camera, so for me is relevant Blackmagic RAW performance. 311 FPS in 8K RAW 12:1. This is really insane. One thing is this great W6800X Duo GPU performance, but also you can see how amazing codec the Blackmagic RAW is. Okay, now let's move to the candle test in the latest DaVinci Resolve 17.2.2. By the way, I prepared for you this benchmark as a packed download on my website, so if you want to test it on your own computer, link is in this video description. You're welcome. 66 blur nodes. 44-45 FPS. That's really very fast. Great. So let's test 6 TRN nodes. 37 FPS in average. That's also great performance. I already done these tests in my Mac Pro with the RX 6800 XT GPU, so if you want to compare it, browse my YouTube channel. Okay, and if you watched my past video reviews, I always tested GPUs on my real past video project, so here it is. 4K timeline, 4K project in HDR, mix of 6K Blackmagic RAW footage, flavors of Apple ProRes, H.265 and EXRs. No optimizations, full resolution, no render cache. 3 minutes 32 seconds long project was rendered in just 1 minute and 7 seconds. That's 3 times faster than real time. But is it faster render time than my previous GPU tests on other GPUs? Absolutely not. This one is even few seconds slower. Oh my lord! I was getting requests to test 8K footage from Canon R5, so here you have it. Full 8K timeline, 30 FPS. All footage in Canon 8K RAW, 30 FPS. And the whole project is in 8K 30 FPS. All optimizations are off. No proxy media, no cache files. Scrubbing in timeline is not lightning fast, but workable. You can see some stuttering while real-time playback, but surprisingly mostly fine. Don't forget, this is full 8K timeline and that's not how it would be edited in any real production. Viewing full 8K resolution footage in just small maybe 720p window is bad idea. Most productions will monitor the result on dedicated grading 4K panel, so in quarter of the real resolution and most likely in just 4K timeline and not the 8K one. Once I drop the preview resolution to 4K, everything is blazing fast and smooth, without any lag or dropped frames. So let's test render speed. Exporting to full 8K ProRes 422HQ master file. No updates during render for fastest render time. So we are getting around 16, 13, 15 FPS during render. So 36 seconds project was rendered in 1 minute and 14 seconds. So working with Canon 8K RAW is without any problems. And next I have for you test of performance of 8K RED files. By the way, all files I used in this video you can download yourself from the RED website. Again, I prepared for you link in this video description. Again, full 8K timeline in 24 FPS, and whole project is in full 8K and standard Rec 709. Again, all optimizations are off. No proxy media, no cache files. Scrubbing in timeline is usable but not silky smooth. Real-time playback on these files is based on the compression level. This one is fine. On this file we do have big stutter. This one is dropping too. This one is fine. This one is dropping frames too. This one too. So again, more realistic scenario is to monitor footage in 4K resolution, where everything will like magic work absolutely smooth. No more dropped frames on those problematic portions. Perfect. So no problem to edit full 8K RAW files from Canon in RAW, no problems with 8K RED files. So let's test the export performance. ProRes 422 HQ Master in 8K resolution. No updates during render. 16.5, 13 FPS. Looks like same export speed as with the Canon R5 8K RAW files. During export, as you can see, we hit limitation not of the W6800X Duo GPU, but of my CPU. I have the 16-core Xeon W3245, and in this kind of workflow, to have the 28-core model would be a benefit. So 1 minute 40 seconds long project was rendered in 3 minutes and 35 seconds. That's great! Okay, finally we are getting to my favorite discipline, 3D production. Let's start with texturing. I use latest Substance Painter Steam Edition. 3 materials as UDIMs, all 4K resolution, and my mesh maps are baked in 8K resolution. Painting onto object with a lot of materials already applied is very fast. I see no lag at all. No matter how complex material I tested, every time it was super responsive. Overall panning and zooming also great. Fine. I personally don't use Blender but Houdini, but I wanted to give you a tool which you can test by yourself and for free. So I used publicly available Blender Scene, which you can download too. I installed latest stable production Blender version, at this time 2.932, same with the AMD Pro Render. 64 minimal samples, 128 max samples, noise threshold 0.05. So reproduce my settings and you can compare my results with yours. Scene was rendered in just 1 minute 34 seconds, which is faster than 2 Vega Pro 2 cards, but not anything mind-blowing. Another very popular renderer is Maxon's Redshift, which I use too. So let's run its built-in benchmarking tool. So Radeon Pro W6800X Duo GPU render time is 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Please leave me a comment down below what is your render time and on what hardware for comparison. It will help also to other people who are not sure what GPU to get for their 2019 Mac Pro. And now my beloved SideFX Houdini. Best 3D app ever. Viewport performance is fine in the wireframe mode around 70 FPS with this massive model, with smooth wire shading around 40 FPS. Redshift renderer, 256 progressive samples and also max samples for normal rendering. Camera resolution is again full 4K. Full 4K render will not fit to this small window, so let's fit it to window size. So as you can see, real-time render in full 4K resolution, even with volumetrics, is really fast. That's amazing. Progressive render is always a bit slower, so let's switch to standard render mode. Yeah, that's crazy fast. Only 23 seconds. Insane. Look how quickly it updates the 4K render in real time. Rendering even with the volumetrics is really fast. Let's try it also on different project. Redshift renderer, 64 samples progressive render, and the camera resolution is full 4K. It's insanely fast. This is really 4K real-time progressive render. I will make this window smaller so you can see the speed better when moving the camera. Full 4K render in just 2 seconds, that's insane. So for sure, yes, the W6800X Duo GPU is super fast in 3D rendering, definitely faster than anything I tested so far. But there is a weak point here, and that's overall viewport performance, which is simply not as good as the Radeon Pro Vega 2 card. Big surprise, and the difference is really huge. Where I'm getting between 30 to 50 FPS with the Vega, with the W6800X Duo I'm getting only 6 to 15 FPS. So rendering is great, but viewport performance is huge step back. I would say even terrible. Solution would be to have the Vega 2 driving the displays and the W6800X Duo used just for compute tasks. But that sounds crazy, I know. In my next video, I will do deep comparison of this Radeon Pro W6800X Duo card against my two Radeon Pro Vega 2 cards I have now in my Mac Pro, by the way, which are much cheaper. Obviously, there are areas when the W6800X Duo is better than the Vega cards, but question is, should you upgrade if you already have the Vega 2 cards? Or another question, should you buy these new 6000 series cards if you have just the base Mac Pro with the stupid RX 580 or with just the W5700X GPU? All I will answer in my next video, deep comparison. So if you are not subscribed yet, do so and enable all notifications so you don't miss it. But now the big surprise you've been waiting for. Believe me, I was absolutely shocked. So listen and watch carefully. This card overheats even in idle. Yes, look. I just booted my 2019 Mac Pro and immediately this card reaches over 90 degrees of Celsius. And in just few minutes idling with no app open, it reached over 100 degrees of Celsius. Look, my Mac Pro was really booted 3 minutes ago and no app is open. What the hell is going on here, Apple? And physically close to this W6800X Duo card, there is no other card in my Mac Pro, just empty space in above slots, and I even left the back covers out for better airflow. So now let's have a look at the Luxmark benchmark I promised on the beginning. In this case, I also run monitoring utilities so you can see this disaster yourself. So during this test, the temperature went completely out of measurable range of the TG Pro app pretty quickly. First run score is 100,495 points. Let's run it again to see if this card is throttling down due to this insane temperature. Yes, sure. Second run is slower, only 99,649 points. Let's run it again. No surprise, even slower, 97,737. And fourth run is even slower, only 96,255. Oof, that's not what I expected when I bought this card. So does not matter if you utilize this card to maximum or it's chilling out in idle. It's constantly overheated. Sorry Apple, that's unacceptable. I will not give you $5,000 to see card which is hotter than my own. I don't want to shake from fear it will break one day after 1 year warranty. As I said in the beginning, I will wait for the replacement unit which is already on its way to me and I will redo all these tests again and report to you back. But most annoying during all my testing of the Radeon Pro W6800X Duo card was the constant noise from my Mac Pro. Because of the overheating of the GPU, the fan close to it was spinning really fast and that means loud. Even in idle. Normally I heard my Mac Pro fans only few times during really heavy long rendering with my Radeon Pro Vega 2 cards, but 99.9% of the time my Mac Pro fans was silent, running only the lowest RPM. That's impossible with this W6800X Duo card. So, can I recommend this monster Dual Radeon Pro W6800X Duo card? Well, I'm very sad to say that, but no, I can't. When I don't count the problems with the missing branding, this card performs well. In Safari with tons of windows open, it was struggling a bit. On paper, the W6800X Duo sounds amazing, but reality is unfortunately different. In Geekbench, this dual GPU is 33% faster than two Vega Pro 2 cards, but only in 3D rendering was able to beat the Vega. In video editing viewport, it performs the same as the Vega. In video rendering, there is almost no difference, or maybe in some cases, it's even slower than the previous generation Radeon Pro Vega 2. In 3D rendering in AMD ProRenderer, this one is faster. It's also faster in 3D rendering in Redshift Renderer. But can it justify the $5,000 upgrade? I don't think so. But what led me completely to remove this W6800X Duo from my 2000 Mac Pro is really absolutely shocking fact that this card overheats itself massively even on idle. I do one such card. I showed you in one of my videos how well performs in my 2019 Mac Pro the Sapphire Radeon RX 6800 XT Special Edition. Link you can find in this video description. And that card I would recommend to you much more than this one. And it's almost 3 times cheaper. Dear Apple, I'm a Mac user for almost 3 decades, but I'm not blind nor stupid. I will not overlook your excesses. So, the new 6000 series GPUs from Apple are not any revolution. Don't fall under the hype. With the Dual Vega 2 cards you can pretty much do anything you want the same way. Some tasks may be slightly faster, some slightly slower. AMD clearly stated that the 6000 series GPUs are not meant to be compute monsters, but more likely focused on gaming. That's probably why in a lot of scenarios I experience worse results than with my Radeon Pro Vega 2 cards. The replacement unit Apple sent me should be here within a week, so I will redo all my tests again and let you know in one of my next videos. So, what do you think? Leave me a comment down below if you planned to buy this W6800X Duo and now you will not, or if you will buy it despite my review. So, I hope I made your day again a little better. If so, please click on the like button and share button below, so it can help to more people, and that will in return help to this channel and help me to produce for you more interesting videos like this in future. So, thank you for watching, take care, and see you by my new video or live stream. Bye bye my Macintosh friends.